Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Pearson, your elementary ELL teacher. Today we're going to do a character analysis of the main characters from How Chipmunk Got His Stripes. You are going to write complete sentences about both characters, Brown Squirrel, or how he's called Chipmunk at the end of the story, as well as Bear. And this is from Journeys, Lesson 9, second grade. So for this lesson, you will need a piece of paper and a pencil. If you don't have those materials, push pause, go get your paper and pencil. And once you have your paper and pencil, push play to rejoin the lesson. You will write sentences about Bear and Brown Squirrel that describe what they look like, their physical traits, the outside, their appearance, and you will write sentences that describe what they are both like on the inside, their personality traits, their character traits. So here's our learning target. I can analyze and write about characters in the story, How Chipmunk Got His Stripes, using both the vocabulary and my own words. Success criteria. That means how will you know you're successful at analyzing and writing about the two main characters? Well, here are our steps to success. We're going to do it one step at a time. I will, number one, reread the vocabulary words from the story, because you may use some of those vocabulary words in your writing about the characters. Number two, you're going to retell the story out loud using the pictures and sentence frames, using words like first, then, next, and last. Then I will write 2 or more sentences describing what both Bear and Brown Squirrel looked like. So you're going to write 2 or more sentences about Bear, what he looked like, and then you're going to write another 2 sentences describing what Brown Squirrel looked like. And then finally, you're going to write 2 or more sentences describing what both Bear and Brown Squirrel were like on the inside, their personality traits. So let's review our vocabulary. Number 1, tunnel. A tunnel is a passage or a route that is dug underground or through a hill. Number 2, curled. If an animal is curled up, it has pulled its arms, legs, and head together in the shape of a circle. Curled. Number 3, height. Height is the distance from the bottom to the top of something, the tallness. Number 4, direction. Direction is the general way in which someone or something is moving. Direction. Number 5, toward. If you move toward something, you move in its direction. Toward. Number 6, healed. If something is healed, it became well again after being sick or hurt. Healed. Number 7, brag. To brag is to talk too proudly about something or to show off. Brag. Number 8, tease. When you tease someone, you make fun of them in a joking way. Tease. Okay, let's review what the story was about. We're going to say it out loud using these sentence starters and pictures. So up at the top, it says, retell of how Chipmunk got his stripes. The main characters are, who are the main characters in the story? So say it out loud. The main characters are Bear and Chipmunk. The setting is where does the story take place? The setting is the forest. So now I'm going to put 4 pictures from the story in first, then, next, last sequence. First, then, next, and last. So, what did Bear do first? First, Bear bragged that he could do anything Brown Squirrel told him. He could do anything. Sorry, I'm going to read that again. First, Bear bragged that he could do anything. Brown Squirrel told him to tell the sun not to rise. Then what happened? What happened after that? Then Brown Squirrel, then Brown Squirrel teased Bear because the sun came up the next day. Bear was furious, you can tell just by looking at his face. So next, what did Bear do to Brown Squirrel? Next, Bear chased Brown Squirrel toward his tunnel. His claws scratched down Squirrel's back. And finally, last, in the spring, what happened to Brown Squirrel? So last, Brown Squirrel last in the spring, Brown Squirrel's stripes healed. His name changed to Chipmunk. So in the end, Brown Squirrel learned not to tease. That was one of our vocabulary. And Bear learned not to brag. That's another one of our vocabulary words. All right. So character traits. When you look at a character, you look at their character traits. On the outside, we look at the physical traits, what we see on the outside. For example, this girl has brown hair, dark eyes, and a striped shirt. But when we look at a character, we also look on the inside, their personality, how they are on the inside. What we learn based on what the character says, their words, does, their actions, thinks, their thoughts, and feels, their feelings. So you not only look on the physical traits, the outside, what they look like, but also the inside, their personality, based on what they say, their words, what they do, their thoughts, or what they do, their actions, what they think, their thoughts, and their feelings. And so we're going to look at the character traits of Bear and Brown Squirrel. External or outside character traits. External character traits are things you can see when you look at the person, what the person or the animal looks like. For example, pretty, pigtails, redhead, straight hair, curly hair, male or female, big or small, dry or wet, tall or short, short hair or long hair, and striped shirt or plain shirt. So those are examples of things you see. You can tell if someone's tall or short, redhead, pigtails, straight, curly. External character traits on the outside. External character traits are things you can see when you look at the person or animal. For example, bear or brown squirrel. What do you see when you look at bear? Bear is, think of two things you see. Is bear big or is bear small? Bear is big. So, is bear light or heavy? heavy. So if you notice, there's a picture of a pencil. So you need to write this sentence on your paper. You are going to describe what bear looks like. So you're going to write, bear is big and heavy. That's one way to describe bear, what he looks like. Bear is big and heavy. So you need to write bear is big and heavy. Push pause and write that sentence. And when you're finished writing that sentence to describe bear, push play to rejoin the lesson. All right. Brown squirrel is blank and blank. So is brown squirrel big or is brown squirrel small? Well, brown squirrel is small. So you are going to write brown squirrel is small and is brown squirrel small and light or small and heavy? Brown squirrel is small and light. Squirrel does not weigh nearly as much as bear. So you need to push pause, write brown squirrel is light or small and light. And when you're finished writing that sentence, push play to rejoin the lesson. Again, push pause and write brown squirrel is small and light. And when you're done, push play. Now, we've already done big or small, light or heavy. Bear has blank and blank. So, does bear have brown fur or black fur? So you are going to decide brown or black. Bear has black fur. And does he have a yellow snout or long part of his nose? Or does he have black whiskers? So bear has black fur and a yellow snout, or black fur and black whiskers. What would describe bear on the outside? Well, you can write bear has black fur and a yellow snout. So you need to write bear has black fur and a yellow snout. And when you're finished writing bear has black fur and a yellow, or before you write it, push pause. Write bear has black fur and a yellow snout. And when you're finished writing that, push play. So push pause and write your second sentence about bear. And when you're finished, push play. So we're still going to talk about bear. Does bear have round eyes or oval eyes? So this could be a third sentence. Bear has round eyes. And then does he have round ears or oval ears? So you could say bear has round eyes and round ears. So if you want to write a third sentence about bear, push pause and write bear has round eyes and round ears. And when you're done writing that sentence, push play. And finally, does bear have a bushy tail or a short tail? Bear has a short tail and a white chest or sharp claws. So you need to choose. Bear has a short tail and sharp claws. So this could be your fourth sentence to describe what bear looks like. Bear has a short tail and sharp claws. And when you're finished writing that sentence, you can push play or push pause, write your sentence, and then push play. Now we have brown squirrel has blank and blank. Does brown squirrel have brown fur or black fur? Brown squirrel has brown fur. So brown squirrel has brown fur and a yellow snout or black whiskers. So you would write brown squirrel has brown fur and black whiskers. So push pause, write brown squirrel has brown fur and black whiskers. And when you're finished with that sentence, push play. All right, moving on. Does brown squirrel have round eyes or oval eyes? Brown squirrel has oval eyes. So for your second sentence, you can write, or your third sentence, I should say, for your third sentence about brown squirrel, you can write brown squirrel has oval eyes and round ears or oval ears. Well, I would say brown squirrel has oval ears. So you could write brown squirrel has oval eyes and oval ears. So push pause, write that sentence. Brown squirrel has oval eyes and oval ears. And when you're finished with that sentence, push play. Next, we have bushy tail or short tail. Does brown squirrel have a bushy tail or a short tail? Brown squirrel has a bushy tail. And does brown squirrel have a white chest or sharp claws? Well, brown squirrel has a white chest. So your last sentence to describe what brown squirrel looks like would be brown squirrel has a bushy tail and a white chest. So push pause, write that sentence. Brown squirrel has a bushy tail and a white chest. And when you're done with that sentence, push play. All right, understanding characters. We're done talking about what they look like on the outside. Now we're going to talk about their personality traits, how they are on the inside. And you can understand a character through their words, their thoughts, their feelings, or their actions. So a character might be angry or happy. A character might feel excited, scared, sad, proud, or worried, shy, athletic. So those are all things that you could describe a character based on their words, feelings, thoughts, or actions. And in the story, the character traits we see are mostly negative character traits. Just like you see in these pictures, negative character traits are those things that people find undesirable about another person or animal. For example, a character might be lazy, someone who does not like to work hard or be active. A character might be mean, someone who is not nice to others. A character might be bossy, someone who gives people orders and wants things their way. or sneaky, someone who does or says things secretly. Or rude, a character might be someone who is not polite or caring. So now's our time to talk about our characters and write about their negative character traits. Negative character traits are those things that people find undesirable about another person or animal. So Bear and Brown Squirrel have some negative character traits. So how do you think Bear is on the inside? Not what he looks like, but how he is on the inside. I think Bear is blank because, so do you think Bear is bossy, someone who gives people orders and wants things their way? Or do you think Bear is mean, someone who is not nice to others? So you could say, I think Bear is mean because he likes to brag or he's angry. So you need to choose, I think Bear is bossy because, and tell me why, or I think Bear is mean because, and tell me why. And you can use the words brag, he brags, or he's angry a lot. So what you need to do is pick bossy or mean, and then tell me why you think Bear is bossy or mean in a complete sentence. I think Bear is blank because blank, and you can use these words I've given you. So push pause, write your sentence to describe how Bear is on the inside. And when you're done writing your sentence, press play. Now we're moving on to Brown Squirrel. I think Brown Squirrel is, do you think Brown Squirrel is rude, someone who is not polite or caring? Or do you think Brown Squirrel is sneaky, someone who does or says things secretly? So you could say, I think Brown Squirrel is rude because, or I think Brown Squirrel is sneaky because, and you could say, because he's scared or because he likes to tease. So think of a sentence to describe how Brown Squirrel is on the inside, his personality. I think Brown Squirrel is rude because, or I think Brown Squirrel is sneaky because. So push pause and write your sentence to describe Brown Squirrel. And when you're finished writing that sentence, push play. All right. So now you're going to check your work. You're going to look at your sentences using this writing checklist. I want you to look at the sentences you wrote about Bear and look at the sentences you wrote to describe Brown Squirrel. Did you use finger spaces between your words? And for each sentence, did you put a punctuation mark or period at the end of your sentence? And when you started your sentence, did you use uppercase letters at the beginning of the sentence? And did you use uppercase letters for Bear and Brown Squirrel? That's their names. And then when you wrote a word you didn't know how to spell, did you sound out the unknown words? Did you write the sounds? And my favorite is go back and reread each of your sentences that describe Bear and Brown Squirrel. So if you need to push pause, make sure you have these things from the writing checklist in your own writing. And then when you're ready to join me, push play. All right, check your work. Did you write sentences about Bear and Brown Squirrel that describe what they both look like, their physical traits? And did you write sentences about Bear and Brown Squirrel that describe what they are both like on the inside, their personality traits? All right. So at the top of your paper, I want you to reflect on the learning target. I can analyze and write about the characters in the story. how Chipmunk got his stripes using both the vocabulary and my own words. Would you give yourself a 4? I could teach this lesson. I wrote 5 to 6 sentences to describe Bear, both his physical and personality traits, and 5 to 6 sentences to describe Brown Squirrel. Would you give yourself a 4? If you did that, then give yourself a 4. Or would you give yourself a 3? I wrote 4 sentences to describe Bear, both his physical and personality traits, and 4 sentences to describe Brown Squirrel. Or would you give yourself a 2? I wrote 2 sentences to describe Bear, both his physical and personality traits, and 2 sentences to describe Brown Squirrel. Or 1, I wrote 1 sentence to describe Bear, both his physical and personality traits, and 1 sentence to describe Brown Squirrel. How do you think you did? 4, 3, 2, or 1? Well, boys and girls, thank you for writing with me and analyzing the main characters of how Chipmunk got his stripes. Have a great day.